Hey, welcome to Reverse Education. Today, we're looking at solving equations when you have variables on both sides of that equal sign. So, let's go. All right, this first one here is 20m plus 150 equals 60m minus 410. What we're doing here is we're trying to get that variable, in this case, that m, by itself. So how do we do that? Well, we got to get rid of the m's on one side and then solve for the remaining m's. So let's figure it out. First thing I'm gonna do is get rid of the m's on one side. And what I do, because I don't like having negative coefficients if I can avoid it, is I'm gonna get rid of the smaller coefficient, that number with the m in this case. So there's 20m, I'm gonna get rid of them. So I'm gonna subtract 20 m's from that left side. And again, whatever I do to one side, I gotta do the exact same thing to the other side. So I'm subtract 20m minus 20m. Sorry, 20m minus 20m is 0, and 60m minus 20m is 40m. So that right side still has 40m's. This is still an equation. We're still trying to balance it out. So we gotta still have to do the same thing to both sides. But you gotta be careful what you're subtracting from, because we're still combining like terms. Okay? So what we're left with here on the left side is positive 150, and I know it's positive because it's plus 150. And on the right side I have 40m minus 410. And now I just have a two-step equation here. So this we can do. Okay. I'm going to add 410 to both sides. That's the inverse of subtract 410 to make that go away. Negative 410 plus 410 is 0. 150 plus 410 is 560. So now I'm left with 560 equals 40 times m, or 40m. And now I need to get rid of that 40. That's 40 times m. That inverse operation is a single step equation. That inverse operation is divided by 40. So I'm divide both sides by 40. 40 divided by 40 is 1. 1 times m is m. And 560 divided by 40 is 14. Okay. You might have seen there's only really one more step here than what was a two-step equation from before. Okay. This was 3 steps. But anytime we're working with equations trying to solve these, there's a chance that we make mistakes because we're human, okay? So let's check our work just to make sure, because I make mistakes too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that m equals 14. I'm going to substitute that back into the original equation at the top. So I have 20 times 14 plus 150 equals 60 times 14 minus 410. And then now we're just doing order of operations. We're trying to figure out, does that 14 make that original equation true? Meaning, does that left side equal the right side? And if it does, then hey! But if it doesn't, then we need to go back and check our work, because we probably made a mistake somewhere and we figure out where that is. And that may mean having to do the whole thing over again, which sucks, but it's just the way things work. That's why you gotta be very careful about what you're doing. Okay, so you get it right the first time. But it's also why we check our work. So 20 times 14 is 280. We saw the plus 150, we'll say that for later. 60 times 14 is 840. And then we have the minus 410, which we'll do later. By later, I mean now. I'm going to simplify those. I get 430 equals 430. They're both equal, and that's what we wanted. That means we did good, okay? All right, let's go check one more example, okay? 20x plus 400 equals 200 minus 5x. This looks a little bit different, but hey, that's okay. We can still do this. The process is still the same. So like before, I prefer to not have negative coefficients. So I'm going to get rid of that minus, or that negative 5x. Minus 5x and negative 5x are the same thing. So I'm going to do the inverse operation, which is add 5x. And I do the same thing to both sides, because we're trying to balance this equation. So 20 plus 5x is 25x, and negative 5x plus 5x is 0. So I'm left with 25x plus 400 equals 200. And then now we have a two-step equation again. So I'm going to subtract 400 from both sides, and I'm left with 25x equals negative 200. And then now I've got 25 times x, so I'm going to divide by 25 from both sides. 25 divided by 25 is 1, 1 times x is x, and negative 200 divided by 25 is negative 8. All right. Whew. I think we did fine here, but let's just make sure. So we're going to check our work here. Again, to check it, I'm going to take that what I found for my x, and I'm going to plug it back into the x, or substitute back into x, to figure out, does it make that equation true? Does the left side equal the right side? So we go through, write it all out. 20 times negative 8 plus 400 equals 200 minus 5 times negative 8. All right. You could just plug it into the calculator each side and see, do you get the same thing? Or use step by step and simplify. Follow the order of operations. 20 times negative 8 is 160. And negative 5 times negative 8, remember, subtraction and negative are the same thing. So it just leaves us with positive 40. So negative 160 plus 400 is 240, and 200 plus 40 is 240. All right, we did good here, which means we're done. All right. So if you want to see more examples like this, or see what we're doing at Miaverse Education, then visit us at miaverseed.com. I thank you for watching. Have a great day. Adios.